So what if everything you've ever learned about money is, well, wrong? What if the idea that it comes from grinding away, from pure hard work and struggle, is just a big illusion? And what if money isn't something you have to chase at all, but something you can actually attract? Today we're diving into a really powerful idea that could completely flip your financial reality on its head. The idea that money is just energy.
Here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll tackle what I'm calling the great money illusion. Then, we'll get into the core concept. Money is just energy. From there, we'll look at the things that are actually pushing money away from you, and then the good part, how to become a money magnet. We'll wrap up with some real practical ways to shift your inner energy and hammer home why your mind is the true source of it all.
All right, let's jump right in. It's time to start tearing down some of those old beliefs. Welcome to Section 1, the great money illusion.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? You cannot attract wealth if you do not understand money. And look, this isn't about understanding stock markets or crypto. It's about understanding the fundamental nature of money itself. Most of us are out here playing a game, but we don't even know the real rules. And rule number 1 is that we probably need to hit the reset button on what we think money even is.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. The old view on the left, that's what we're all taught. Money is just numbers in a bank. It's something you get by hustling, by struggling. But the new view on the right, now that's a game changer. It says that money is a form of energy. And it doesn't come from what you do, it comes from the vibration you're putting out there. This completely shifts you from being a chaser of money to a source of.
So that leads us perfectly into the biggest, most mind-bending idea in this whole explainer. Let's get into it. Section 2, money is just energy.
Okay, so what does that even mean? Money is energy. Well, the idea is pretty simple when you break it down. All the physical stuff, the cash, the investments, the numbers in your account, they're just the physical printout of the energy you're broadcasting. Think of yourself as a radio tower. If you're broadcasting a signal of stress, of neediness, of fear, you're going to repel opportunities. But if you broadcast a signal of calm, confidence, and openness, well, you start attracting a totally different result.
I know, this can sound a little abstract, but get this. The source tells this amazing true story about a business owner who decides to take a break and become a monk. Now, common sense says his business should have tanked, right? He was doing zero work on it. But the exact opposite happened. His business's income shot through the roof. Why? Because his inner state shifted to one of total peace and calm. And then, the craziest part, the moment he left the monastery and went back to the old stress and grind, his income dropped right back down.
That story just perfectly proves this point, doesn't it? Results don't just follow what you do on the outside, they follow what's going on inside you. His external action went to 0, but his internal energy went to 100. And guess what the money followed? It followed his inner state.
Okay, so if our internal state is that powerful, what are we doing that's blocking it? That brings us right to Section 3, what pushes money away?
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we all have this built-in ability to attract abundance, what are the roadblocks we keep throwing up in our own path?
Well, according to the source, it really boils down to 2 huge wealth-repelling frequencies. The first one is obvious, fear. You know, that constant worry about not having enough, the fear of losing what you have, it just screams scarcity. But the second one is way sneakier, expectation. This is when you're so obsessed with the future result, getting the promotion, making the sale, that you completely lose touch with the present moment. And the present moment is where everything actually happens.
The source uses this brilliant analogy to explain it. Imagine you're driving to Chiang Mai. That's your goal. Now, to actually get there, you have to be focused on the road right in front of your car, right? You're watching the traffic, making turns. But expectation is like driving while staring only at the dot on your GPS. You're so focused on where you want to end up that you're not paying attention to the driving you have to do right now. And you know what happens next? You crash.
So we know what to avoid. We know what pushes money away. Now let's flip the script. How do we start pulling it in? Let's get to the good stuff. Section 4, becoming a money magnet.
This slide just captures the whole vibe perfectly. On the left, you've got the energy of chasing. It's needy, it's stressful, it's desperate. It's like trying to catch butterflies in a storm. You're just scaring everything away. But on the right, you have the energy of attracting. This is a state of calm, of confidence, of being open. You're not chasing anything, you're just building a beautiful garden and letting the butterflies come to you.
And this is so important. Your resume is great, your skills are important, but your energy state might be even more crucial. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if your wave, your inner frequency is all closed off with stress and fear, money and opportunities will just flow right past you to someone else who's more open and ready to receive.
All right, so this is where the rubber meets the road. This all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? Let's dive into some practical tools in Section 5, Shifting Your Inner Wave.
Here are 3 simple but powerful practices you can start using today. First, just acknowledge lack. When that tight, panicky feeling of not enough comes up, don't fight it, don't beat yourself up. Just notice it, like a cloud passing in the sky. Second, practice arigato money. Arigato means thank you in Japanese. So when you spend money, instead of feeling that sting of loss, feel real gratitude for the coffee, the meal, the thing you're buying. And finally, reframe saving. Stop seeing it as hiding money away because you're scared of the future. See it as an act of love. You're sending a gift to your future self.
And I just absolutely love this reframe. Think about it. When you spend money, it's not gone forever. You're just sending it out into the world on a little trip. And your job is to send it off with good vibes, trusting that it's going to circulate, do some good, and eventually come back to you. And maybe, just maybe, it'll bring some friends along with it.
Okay, let's bring this all home. This leads us to the final, and honestly, the most important section of all. Your mind is the source.
This right here, this is the old way. This is the endless hustle. It's that hamster wheel of stress and fear that just leaves you exhausted and gets you nowhere. It's a closed-off energy.
And this is the new way. This is the paradigm shift. It's about consciously, deliberately creating an inner world of calm, of confidence, of openness. And when you do that, you don't have to chase anything anymore. Resources, opportunities, and yes, money, they're just naturally drawn to you. You become the magnet, not the hunter.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If money really is energy, think of it like a guest. A guest wants to stay where it feels welcome, where it feels appreciated, where the environment is peaceful. So take an honest look at your own mind. Is your inner world a welcoming home for wealth? Or is it a chaotic, stressful, messy place that wealth can't wait to escape from? The answer to that question, well, that could change absolutely everything.